Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching or mentoring. It's Wednesday morning, bright and early. Daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through every single day. I got a couple new subscribers to the channel. Welcome. We got a good community here. I'm not sure which video encouraged you or inspired you to subscribe, but the vast majority of the content on this channel is about mind, body, and soul, daily discipline, lifestyle management, trying to become better versions of ourselves. I do mix in some of the things that I'm interested in, like motorcycles. I've owned a motorcycle shop for more than 20 years. And I do tell some of the stories from my life, and I used to run the streets. It's Wednesday morning. We got a storm coming through here, Florida. I'm on the east coast of Florida, so I'm not really going to get the bulk of the storm. We'll just get some of the outer bands. Apparently this hurricane's a Category 4. That's a pretty big one. As it moves across Florida from the west coast to the east, it's going to slow down, but it's going from the Gulf, and it's going to just shoot across the Panhandle and then into Georgia and then go up north towards North Carolina. So anybody out there near Raleigh, we're sending you a storm. Let's get into this study group. I do the study group twice a week. Basically, I just take my notes and go through them. If silence will stop you, you don't deserve success. So many people are looking for validation in their lives to move forward towards their goals. It's this natural mindset of a child that a lot of people shed, but some people don't. You might not be very confident, and that may be for various reasons, but basically it's like you look towards others that you perceive as smarter than you, or people that you say that you trust. You really trust their opinion, and you're always looking to those people for a nod, for approval. Maybe you run by your ideas, your plans, your hopes, your dreams by these people, and if they don't think that moving across town's a good idea, then you don't do it. If they don't think that business plan you want to start is a good idea, then you don't do it. You may still be using your parents as this way. It may be your wife, it may be your friends. And if the silence of others, the lack of validation, if you don't get validated, if your idea isn't approved of, if all you get is an eye roll, and you let that stop you, then you don't really deserve success. People who are successful are able to embark on these journeys alone, regardless of anybody. I'll bring you with me if you want, but this is what I'm doing. A lot of times when people embark on these journeys of greatness, they may appear crazy. A lot of other people may not recognize a good idea when they hear one or they see one. Some people are stuck in their own victimization, in their own misery, in their own depression, and they don't want to go anywhere. They just want to sit on the side of the road and be miserable, and you're willing to get up and move forward, and they don't really want you to get up and move forward. They want someone to sit next to them and to comfort them. Many of you stuck in the ghetto have this problem. You may need to leave everybody that you know, everything that you know, in order to get out. Cut those cords completely. Let's move on to the next one. I could talk about that for an hour. There's a lot of different angles you could talk about that statement. If silence will stop you, you don't deserve success. So think about that. Let's go on to the next one. This is kind of similar, but never lose hope. I never lose hope. I realize that about myself. I'm a very positive person, even in the worst moments, when it looks like that there's no possibilities of going forward. You say, uh-oh, this is it. My motto, I have a personal motto. You should have a personal motto. My motto is, where there's a will, there's a way. And I truly believe it. And you can laugh and roll your eyes. I believe it. I believe it like you believe in God. I believe it like you believe the sun is going to rise. Where there's a will, there's a way. I never lose hope with the possibility of having a good life. Some people give up. I've known lots of men, especially men, who've given up on love. A lot of men give up on love. They've lost all hope with it. Give up on the idea of a good life, that you're the master of your own world. Some people have been so broken. The slave mentality, the mindset of a slave. They can't shake it. Let's move on to the next one. What do you guys think about the American dream? Is the American dream still alive? I believe it is. I'm proof that the American dream works. I was born homeless. I went homeless again at the age of 18 as soon as I graduated high school. I started off my adult life as a bum, a homeless drug addict gang member who got arrested all the time. And I've become successful. I have a bank account with savings. I have money in the stock market and invested in various ways. I have several vehicles, a house with a pool, and a couple businesses, and a great life. I'm literally a walking billboard for the American dream, and people that roll their eyes and say, there's no American dream. And I could show you 100 stories about this. And you're going to roll your eyes at all of them. If you're stuck on a sinking ship with a bunch of people, and somebody gets up and swims away, swims away to safety. You watch him swim off. He goes to shore, dries himself off, and you guys are still on that boat out there sinking. Any one of you could go swim off. The American dream is a choice. I know what it's like to sit in the ghetto on the street corner selling drugs with gang members, watching police drive by and helicopters above, feeling like life is hopeless and that the system is stacked against me and that people like me, all they do is die in the streets. I'm here because I have no father. There's no people like me don't ever get successful. You start singing that song, people like me, people like me. People like me never find love. People like me this, people like me that. And I remember sitting there singing that damn song, watching people get in their car and drive off to their job. And I thought they were stupid. How much are you going to make today? Your little 8 hours. And back in those days, minimum wage was nothing. What are you going to make, 50 bucks today? You're going to work all day, make 50 bucks. Taxes going to take out, you make 35 bucks when you come home, and you would have busted your ass. I can make $4,000 an hour on this street corner. And of course I watched 20 of my friends get murdered. And this motherfucker on the way to his job ends up moving out of the neighborhood with his wife and his kid, getting a house across town, got promoted to manager, ends up going to night school, gets an education. I'm watching people move forward in their lives, accomplish the American dream. While I sat there, sorry. Eventually I decided, no way, I'm better than this. That's what I had to decide, I'm better than this. I deserve more. I think the American dream is alive, but it's not about becoming a millionaire. If you thought the American dream was to win the lottery, go from rags to riches, that's not the American dream in my opinion. To me, the American dream is just having a small place that you can call your own, where the King of England isn't going to barge in and slap you around, or some wild bear isn't going to, eat your baby. If you have a place that's secure from the King of England or wild bears, you are living the American dream. Go to a third world country. See how those motherfuckers live. You're living the American dream where you're at right now. You don't need a mansion and a rocket car. Your hedonism and your poor choices doesn't equate a system stacked against you. The system's not against you. This entire system is designed for people who want to work hard, that they can survive. And I could point out to you 1,000 cases of people that have done that. And all you do is roll your eyes. Sit there and rot. It's your choice. Here's a big question. Unanswered question. I'm going to answer it for you. Nobody knows the answer to this, but I do. What is consciousness? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what consciousness is. It's easy. I look at consciousness like this. You're either awake or you're asleep. I don't look at consciousness as live or dead. I mean, it is. If you look at a person who's alive, I'm conscious, and you look at a dead person, and they're unconscious. But when you're asleep, you're also unconscious. You get knocked out, knocked the fuck out, you'll be unconscious on the ground. You could get real nuanced with it and talk about the sheep and look at people walking down the street commuting to work in their suits and ties and all that and say that they're unconscious, a bunch of brainless zombies, but that's a little bit more nuanced because you don't really know what's going on in someone's head. So consciousness is being awake, unconsciousness is being asleep. If that's not enough for you, look at it this way. Consciousness is receiving data, because that's what you do when you're awake, is you receive data. All your 5 senses, you're constantly receiving data. And when you're unconscious, you're processing data. When you sleep, you process all the information of your day. That's what your dreams are typically about, is just information that you're processing in your life, that you're thinking about. Your consciousness can be like the forward-facing camera, where you face it forward to see the world, but you could also push that little button and face it to yourself. Let's move on to the next one. We got time? I'll do one more. We'll end it. You got to confront the future with faith. It's important to be bold enough. Some people are too scared. They're too much of pussies to have faith. They're not strong enough. Having faith takes an amazing amount of strength. Faith in God, faith that things will work out for you, faith that if you do the right thing and you do what you're supposed to, that you will get the rewards of that. You know, many lessons that we learned in the past only worked in the past because those conditions were what those conditions were. You had a certain mindset. Even if you go through the motions of that, it may not be the same. Remember the Rocky movie, was it Rocky 2, Rocky 3, I think, Rocky 3. Sylvester Stallone had already become champ, and he wants to go fight a new fighter, but he's already kind of lazy. He's a celebrity now, and he's training, but he's not really training. He doesn't have the eye of the tiger. Remember that stupid song? Oh, they used to play that song on the radio all the time. So you can't really follow the past to teach you about the future. All those lessons that you learned, you take them with a grain of salt. That's part of your wisdom, but when you move forward towards your goals, you're going to have to move forward in faith. You're going to have to take some leaps. It's not going to be the same. You may not be able to recreate the exact same conditions as before. It's all food for thought. Have a great week.